Canada's healthcare system has a major barrier that it may be slow in some areas. Among politicians, this problem has merely been discussed, which makes it such a drag and so unjust. Let's talk about lawyers. There are many various types that don't match up with stereotypes for the constantly late on the workers' rate. 80% of the legal content was satisfied. Many Canadians feel gratified. When times are stressful, they're quite helpful. Equal treatment before the law is a 3 out of 10, probably to equal worth a trillion. Famous cases are called Lamb, courts had quite a remake featuring RV Brown demonstrating racial discrimination by that crime and as Michael exposed the police problem as a whole. Indigenous treatment has broken the agreement, forcing bereavement and anything but decent human rights under descent. This is not the end of the trend. Legal philosophy, you are not the boss of me, you can't tell me how to vote, only what you promote. Don't try to vote just because you're remote. The Canada society is one big meal trick. The trend doesn't end here. When the Chinese appear, build a great railway with their rights taken away. I want to introduce a new type of historical prejudice. World War II, Japanese Canadians were treated like a noose, facing too much abuse but none of use. Fast forward to Big 2-5, beliefs for marginalized groups are still don't thrive. The case Imperial Oil vs. SEEB raised due attention to this recent issue of racial dissension, as SEEB did compensated for his loss, but only after the jury's decision was passed. Factors such as these are based upon discrimination when we want that elimination. Legal philosophy, you're not the boss of me, you can't have but only what you want. Don't try to vote just because you're in Canada society is one big military. Canada is diplomatic when it comes to being democratic, essentially automatic, friendly is panic, and charismatic. Others don't have electoral ties, but they see it in the eyes. Women voting was a big transition, but it was the focus of the mission. It was a big day, March 14, 1916, when women got votes removed from conflicts. Canadian voting does have more restriction. That may come as a surprising contradiction. Not many permanent residents get a vote in federal, provincial, or municipal, because they're seen as temporary and dismissible. Families in rural communities don't get the same opportunities, government service, and access for case for community. Not a perfect system as it appears. Northern Ontario lives are shorter than 2.5 years. Aboriginal lives deserve our attention. First step is to remedy the situation by financial cession. Buy and replace old outdated equipment, so it's not so old, get a brand new shipment. The federal government tried a new proposition to remedy the global human rights condition. This idea never really took off, but lost in the face of domestic type of laws. How do you enforce it so you can't, in all other countries, can make consumer preferences trump ethical standpoints? Which companies can use as a brand point to identify Canadian-based and made, then just go overseas and do the human rights violation charade. There was a case involving Canadians with disability who were able to use it as a drug ability, which filed a lawsuit claiming it breaks in Section 7 and 15 of the Charter, which was smarter as a starter. The SEC changed legislation based on constitutional law, which made them from the beginning of an result. Pulled this move right from the back pocket, all from a non-profit. Legal philosophy, you're not the boss of me, you can't tell me how to vote, only we read. Don't try to vote just because you're not. Canada society is one big military, with all the pros and cons and acts of violence and aggression. In 2025, an MPP was charged with assault of a weapon. Ian Sault Marie was negative interaction, which helped politicians responsible for his action. Would not should turn in eyes and notwithstanding clause. The government can't just overturn our laws, but this should allow unlimited power and recourse, running integrity, rule of law, and loss of resource. A recent act in New Brunswick held a minister in hospital. His visit was 24 hours, not a little. The overbearing use of the notwithstanding clause has grown worrisome, and the Liability Act has become Ontario, Quebec, Alberta, and Saskatchewan, minus a one acceptable use in Saskatchewan. Fortunately passed anew upon an area of sexual orientation and identification. The law prohibits that parents must mention for any range of sexual identity change. Legal philosophy, you're not the boss of me, you can't have it, but only what you want. Don't try to vote just because you're in Canada society is one. Legal philosophy, you're not legal